Hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode of Jacked Up Brews on the channel. I'm going to be going over my Abzan Delirium Triskaidekaphobia combo standard deck tech. It's a whole mouthful, but um, yeah, let's just get started with it. So we're going to start with the land base first. First we have 4 Hissing Quagmire. It's there just to be a early aggressive creature. It's not meant to do much else other than maybe become a decent blocker later. And to help finish out games and everything. And also provide us with crucial green and black mana, which we need. And then we run 4 Evolving Wilds just to help us get Delirium because it gives us the land type in the graveyard. That's the only way we can get it is through Evolving Wilds or the from Battle for Zendikar, the activated ability lands from them. And then we run 8 swamps, 5 forests, and 3 plains, and that rounds out the land base. It's pretty simple. I didn't want to overcomplicate it because it wouldn't have made it any easier to get the deck going. So that's land base. Let's get to the main board. We have Gnarlwood Dryad. We have 4 of them. One of the best Delirium creatures in Standard right now. I mean, it can become a 3/3 just without anything happening. Like, when we have Delirium, a 1-drop 3/3 is perfect with Death Touch. And it blocks anything, kills it, and just one of the best creatures in Standard right now. So we run 4 of those. Then we run 3 Anguished Unmaking. Just exiles not a target non-land permanent, and we lose 3 life. It just... removal for anything that causes us a problem. We don't want to have to deal with it being non-black or anything like that. Non-land is fine because we don't normally have to hit lands. So, yeah, we run 3 Anguished Unmaking. Then we run 2 Archangel Avacyn. Now, she's really expensive. That's why I'm only running 2. But, and I don't think you need 4 of her just because you don't need to worry about having her every single game. But when you do have her, she's amazing because she gives everything indestructible, which is the reason that she's in here. And then if you can flip her, she becomes a board wipe, pretty much. And a really aggressive creature, and she's got Flash, Flying, and Vigilance. And being able to attack in the air without her being tapped herself is awesome. But then we run into things like Elder Deep Fiend and... other things like that could tap her down, but just casting her to give everything indestructible is good enough. So we run 2 of her, and then we have 4 Tree of Perdition. So this is the first part of the Triskaidekaphobia combo. It's a 0/13 for 4 for 3 and a black defender, and when you tap it, you exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness. So when you have Triskaidekaphobia out, their life total will become 13 when you activate Tree of Perdition. And then on your upkeep, they'll lose the game and you'll gain a life, or they'll lose the game and you'll lose the life. You just got to make sure you can get them to 13 before they get you to 13. So the whole point is to try to win this on turn 5 or so, because you lay Triskaidekaphobia and Tree of Perdition, or that vice versa, and win the next turn. So we run 4 Tree of Perdition, and then like I was saying, Triskaidekaphobia, we run 4 because it's the other combo piece. We have 4 Traverse the Ulvenwald, or 2 Traverse the Ulvenwald, and this is another really interesting card to see in Standard. It's a really good Delirium card to use as well. It just searches for a basic land and puts it in your hand. But with Delirium, it searches your library for a creature or a land card, so it's a tutor in green, and it's just really good for 1 mana to just have a tutor for any card you need. We run 2 of those because we don't really need to tutor for much. The only creatures we need to tutor for are like Tree of Perdition or Archangel Avacyn or something like that. So they're not really the most needed, but we throw them in there just because we can and because they are great when you get them off. Alright, now we have 4 Vessel of Nascency. One of the best ways to get Delirium is to mill yourself. So this kind of does that, and you get a creature out of it, or an enchantment, or a land. or even a planeswalker, and It's a cheap, very easy way to get Delirium, and that's why we have this in here. Then we have 2 Sorin Grim Nemesis. This is just there to reveal off the top and make them lose life and get them to 13 a little quicker, and then even to gain us some life with his minus X, if we need to be above, or if we need to be above 13 if we are at 13, to help us get out of that little triskaidekaphobia chance. His ultimate really won't come up that often, because he probably won't ever get to 9. He starts at a 6 loyalty, but chances of someone not hitting him before he gets to ultimate is very low. So we just run him for the first 2 abilities on him. Then we have 3 Moldgraph Scavenger, 1 and a green for a 0/4 Delirium Fungus. When you have Delirium, he gets +3/+0. He's already a 0/4, so he's a Tarmogoyf sort of thing. Same thing with Gnarlwood Dryad. He's also another version of Tarmogoyf. But this guy's really awesome in limited and in standard, because a 3/4 hitting in every turn is a big problem for some people, and it's just a beater for us. That's why he's in here. Then we have 4 Heir of Falconwrath. This is just a way to get cards in the graveyard. If we're missing a specific type in the graveyard and we have it in our hand, we can discard it to Heir of Falconwrath and transform her and get Delirium at the same time, so it can activate the rest of our creatures on the field with Delirium, and also turn her into a 3/2 flyer for free, just discarding a card. And in that case, it won't hurt us. And then we run 4 Morn Willow. This is essentially Dregmingler, the new one. If you remember that from Return to Ravnica. Except with Delirium, he gets the ability that creatures with power 2 or less can't block this turn. So it creates almost a... it can't be chump blocked. It has to be blocked by something that it will trade with, and that would take care of the main board. So the whole main board is just basically attacking fast and getting Delirium quickly, and if we need to, we have a combo in there that can help us win the game, if we don't have it taken care of by damage already. So let's get to the sideboard. We have 4 Thalia, Heretic Cathar. She's a first strike 3/2 creature. She says creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, and she's the 3-drop. She's there to just help slow everything down. If we're against a very fast deck, we can throw this in and then throw this out on turn 3 and slow them down a little bit. Especially for the Emrakul decks, we can slow the progress of Emrakul coming out and hopefully win the game before Emrakul could come out, because those green-red ramp decks are kind of insane with how quickly they can get Emrakul out. And so we have 4 Thalias in there specifically for that matchup and other matchups that are faster paced and to make the game slow down a little bit so that we have a chance. And then we have 2 Liliana's Indignation. Now this is a card I've not seen in the sideboard or the main board or anything of any decks, but in this case would be really good for us, because since we're putting so many cards in our graveyard, and having Delirium almost always requires a creature to be in the graveyard, because that's one of the most common types of cards that we have in the deck. And the fact that we mill ourselves and put stuff in the graveyard so much, we can make someone lose a lot of life from this card. This could be a finisher. Just in the late matchup, or the matchups where we go a really late game, like if we're per se against an Emrakul, we don't really have a way of attacking in and winning that way unless we remove Emrakul, but that's difficult to do without having like Reflector Mage or anything like that can just bounce it. So Liliana's Indignation's in here for a finisher, just a way to get damage through the last bit of damage oftentimes people will be under 10 life, and you just need, one more attack or one more big throw of damage somewhere, and you can win the game. So that's what this is for. And then we have 2 to the Slaughter. It says it's a 2 and a black for an instant, and target player sacks a creature or planeswalker. Now, if you have Delirium, then that player sacks a creature and a planeswalker. This is just there for if they have planeswalkers, if they have a whole lot of creatures. Just more removal. It's always good to have more removal, and this is sacrificing removal, so this could even get something huge that we wouldn't be able to touch otherwise. And then we have 2 Gisela, the Broken Blade. We don't have the full meld combo in the deck, but her by herself, a 4/3 4-drop flying first strike lifelink, amazing in this format. The fact that she has flying and lifelink is almost like Baneslayer Angel, and first strike as well. She will basically kill everything she comes up against, and she'll gain us a ton of life if we're in Triskaidekaphobia territory, and will help us escape that and help us win the game quickly. Then we have Ishkana, Graph Widow, another card that's being seen a lot in Standard. 4 and a green for 3/5 reach, and if you have Delirium, then you put 3 1/2 green spider tokens on the field with reach. And then he's got a ability that is 6 and a black, target opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. So he's also a really big finisher, that he's in the sideboard because people often expect him to be in the main board from the start, and I made it so the main deck was so quick that we didn't need anything above like 4 or 5 besides Sorin, really. And we only have 2 copies because he is legendary. We won't get him out all that often because we'll often have the game done before we get to him anyways. So he's in there just in case we need more power to win, or we're in a control matchup and the game's just going really, really long. Things like that. And then we have the last card in the sideboard, Virulent Plague. Now this is going to rotate soon, so I'll have to figure out another card to replace it with. But this is just basically green-white tokens, or Bant tokens. Either one of those just completely wipes them out. Their creature tokens get -2/-2. We'll wipe out Gideon's tokens. We'll wipe out all kinds of different tokens that have been made. All the spider tokens will get wiped out. Just a really good card for the token matchup. So that is the deck, guys. Thank you all for watching. You can follow us on Twitter at TheRealJackUG on Twitter, and I am ShyGuy768, and you can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at ShyGuy768. And also stay tuned for our future videos. They'll be coming out. Yeah, stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching.